guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Teresa, and today, as mentioned in the intro video, we will do some replanting of this area you can see behind me. We do have mainly boxwoods in this area. You can see up there next to the rock. The boxwoods are a typical element of Japanese gardens, or a good element to replace some azalea kinds that grow in Japanese gardens but that are not available here in Europe where we're based. So the issue with boxwoods is here that we do get a certain butterfly that puts larvae onto the boxwood, and then they grow into caterpillars and eat all the leaves of the boxwoods. So this typically happens around August time in summer, and it happens very fast. And as you can see, those two boxwoods, for example, they were quite affected by it. So some of them, you see some holes in the ground behind me. Some of them really died from it, so we took them out already, and we're going to replace that by a different plant which is not affected by the caterpillar. So on this boxwood you can see that it has been completely eaten up, or all the leaves have been eaten up by this caterpillar. This one here in front of me, this one may be alright, so I may actually leave this one. I'll decide later when I do the planting. There are only some leaves left here on the top, not a lot really at the bottom, so well, maybe it will have to go. You can see in comparison, this is a healthy boxwood, so this one wasn't affected by this caterpillar, and yeah, this one obviously will stay. So this is nice and green and full and has a healthy growth. Here you can see the plant we're going to replacing the boxwood with. This plant is called Japanese holly, and it is sold quite a lot here as actually a replacement for boxwoods because it is not affected by this caterpillar. So as you can see, it looks very similar, has this tiny dark green leaves. It grows a lot slower, which is kind of a good thing because you don't need to do pruning so much in summer. So let me actually bring one a bit closer to the camera so you can see that. So you see here they have already been pruned, they're sold like that. You see here some cut leaves, but this is alright, this is gonna grow out. They will have new leaves, and yeah, they have a really nice dark green color, and they will not be affected by anything, so they can just grow. This is another type of plant that we found that looks kind of similar to boxwood. I actually do not know the name of this one. We had this I think before in the garden, and it tends to grow rather high, but I will just keep those pruned and keep them to a smaller size. So they're also very nice, lush green. So all these plants are evergreens. So they will grow all winter as well. And behind me here, this one here is a plant called Portuguese laurel. They are a bit smaller, however they can grow quite high as well, so like a proper bush. And they are also quite acceptable for pruning, which is very good. So we'll see where we plant those guys. All these, they already have a spot in the area where we're gonna be planting. One aspect of Japanese gardens is actually that the planting is supposed to look random or natural. So you will not find any flower beds or anything like that. Everything is just really, yeah, planted everywhere. And so we have now laid out the new plants, the Japanese hollies. And also what is important to consider, every point of view. So when laying out the plants, we usually go around from each angle they're visible from and check if they all look good the way they're set. So let's get the first plant into the ground. In this position here, I've actually taken out one of the dead boxwoods, so the hole is already there. It is deep enough, that's alright as it is. And let's take this one out of the pot. Now, what I usually do with these smaller types of shrubs, in order to make sure they have enough water after they're planted, I just put them in a bucket filled with water, hopefully without spilling. Let them soak for a few seconds and then put them in. We're currently in spring, so the air is very dry. There's not a lot of rain, and so it's important to make sure that especially newly planted plants have enough water. The soil type we have here is a loam soil. So when it's really dry, the soil gets very hard and dry also. But when it rains a lot, it's good to have that type of soil because it retains a lot of water as well. The soil I use for planting, you can see here, this is just normal organic planting soil. It does not contain any peat because peat tends to get a very dry mass, so to say. So yeah, this is what I'm using to plant that. So we get the soil in all the way around. Make sure it's all covered. Also, it's important to make sure that you don't have any holes where you fill in the soil, because then the roots can't grow properly. It's almost there. So I'm planting without gloves today because I need to get a new pair. My old ones are broken, they got holes, so there's no point wearing them. So I didn't have time to get some yet. So here we go. Then I just push that down a little bit. And what I tend to do in order to make it look as if the plant has always been there, I just do this. So I try to spread some existing dirtier soil onto the new soil, and then you'll see it makes it look like I haven't touched anything in this area. There you go. And later on, when all of the plants are planted, we will water everything still with the hose. Okay guys, so all the planting is done. As you can see, all the 10 plants are in. That took about half an hour. And as you can see, we're looking at a different angle now. So what I mentioned before, to make sure your planting for Japanese gardens looks very nice from several angles. So looking from here, all this looks nicely set. So let's have a look from the other side as well. This completes our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time. Bye!